speaker is.
Oh, okay.
I'm the first half. He's
We're
the.
live.
So 5th grade at middle school. Okay, because the 5th grade is there, 5th grade is not cross street.
Okay, everybody, we're ready to begin.
Secondary at middle school.
Today we're going to be talking about how preparing for an interview, how we should dress for success, and what's a mock interview. I'd like to introduce Rick Barfield. He'll be speaking today. Kirsten James, she'll be chiming in, and I'm Sharon Marie Davis. Question: a lot of people wonder, how do we need to really stand out when we're going to an interview? And I would say the question is yes, but we need to stand out in a positive way. I put a link on here. The American Association for Employment and Education had a lot to say about, standing out but being professional. And also what it talks about is your specific skill set. When I was asking questions earlier about whether or not anybody was in a specific skill set, the demand for teachers is based on, the field of study that you're in. So if there's a surplus and standing out, it's not going to be as necessary probably as there is a high demand. If there's a high demand for your expertise, math and science, we need more science teachers. But probably English teachers or maybe early childhood might need to do a little bit more to stand out, just to, stand above the crowd. This is the demand for teachers, special education. Somebody chimed that earlier. That's definitely a need. Foreign language, math, and science. We have a tremendous amount of teachers in elementary education, English, social studies, PE, art, and journalism. I want y'all to look at this video. This is one woman's advice when it comes to dressing. She's really interesting.
Hey, this is Betsy from Classroom Caboodle, and I am going to share with you my thoughts on what you should wear to a job interview if you're a teacher. Now, I don't claim to be any, great fashionista, but I have sat on many an interview committee, and I have interviewed for plenty of jobs. And so I have kind of figured out things to do and things not to do when deciding what to wear for an interview. So keep in mind that you want to dress comfortably, but dressier than you would as a teacher in a classroom. You want to be professional, you want to be appropriate, and you really want to show that you care about the job that you're applying for. So in general, I'm going to address women first. Ladies, it's probably best to go with a skirt or a pair of slacks, maybe a blouse and a little sweater. Just keep it very professional. A dress is fine too, just don't get too dressy. Couple things to keep in mind are you want the focus to be on you, not what you're wearing. So I've got 3 other little tips to keep in mind. One is, when you think about what shoes to wear, make sure they're comfortable, but also think about how noisy they are. I had to walk down an empty, long hallway with wood floors and a high ceiling, and I was walking with the principal, and it was like click, 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 all the way down the hallway. So I would test drive your shoes for sound before you walk into that interview. Another thing, speaking of noise, is jewelry is entirely acceptable, but you don't want it to be distracting by the noise it makes in an interview. In one of the interviews, I remember this gal had on a great like stacked bracelets on her arm, but every time she moved to gesture, it was actually really noisy and kind of distracting in the interview. So keep that in mind. Also, let's talk about perfume. You don't want your presence to enter the room before you do. So I would advise against wearing perfume or keep it very, very subtle if you wear any at all. You don't want the cloud to be in the room with you and that be distracting the attention away from you. All right, men, business casuals. So you're going to wear a collared shirt. A tie-in jacket might be appropriate depending on the school. It might be something you might want to kind of case the joint first to see if there's any male teachers there, and if they wear a suit, like a suit jacket and a tie every day. But dress up a little bit. You're going to want to wear slacks, not jeans. Jeans are not appropriate for a job interview as a teacher. And you're going to want to wear dress shoes, not tennis shoes. So keep in mind too, for both men and women, that color is good. Your classroom's going to be colorful and you want kids to pay attention to you. So color is really important. Don't go over the top crazy, but adding a little color is a great choice. Here's some no-nos. Doesn't matter what time of year you're interviewing, but a lot of you might be interviewing in the summer. That tends to be a hiring season. No matter how hot it is outside, don't wear a miniskirt, don't wear shorts to a job interview. Those are no-nos. And just a t-shirt is probably not okay. Ladies, we can dress that up with jewelry, a scarf, a sweater or something. But just a plain old t-shirt's probably not going to make the best impression. And again, for both men and women, sports shoes are not what you would wear to a professional interview. A few things that you'll want to bring with you always are extra copies of your resume and possibly the cover letter as well. You want to have keep in mind questions you're going to ask based on research you've done for that particular position in that particular school. You'll want to bring like maybe a sticky note and a pen. And the most important thing you need to bring with you is confidence, even if you're faking it. Because if you walk into an interview and you're really intimidated and maybe a little quiet or maybe mousy, that interview committee is going to think, wow, kids will chew them up and spit them back out. So you need to walk in with confidence. A couple do's are to say thank you and shake the hands of every person on that interview committee. And I tell you what, if you dress like a professional, act like a professional, then you will be thought of as a professional who can handle any job that you're given. So go for it, think about it, plan it, try on your outfits before you go in, ask for opinions from others, but you can do this.
I thought her video was really good, and she has a lot of good information. I struggle to watch her a little bit, but she seems like she has to think about what she's saying, but she's really got a lot of good stuff if you check her out on YouTube. Some of the things that she did cover is you want to be approachable but professional, keeping your shoes quiet. She said if you keep your focus on your face, not your attire, then they'll remember you much, much better. Let's see. Some of the other things that I found on another website said, what I thought, save the Mickey Mouse tie and socks for another occasion. Now you want to go in like I'm a pre-K teacher or whatever, and you want to dress fun, but not during the interview. So save that. No dangling earrings or plunging necklines, because if they see it in the interview, they're going to worry about the kids seeing it in class. So be careful with that. And definitely ask opinions of your friends before you go in, what they think.
Your good friends.
Your good friends. So some things that you might want to wear during the interviews, if you're going to wear a suit, make it a darker suit, long enough so that you can sit down comfortably, a coordinated blouse, and a set of shoes. I would limit the jewelry, just make it small pieces, but no jewelry is better than cheap jewelry. They could probably see that a mile away. The professional hair. So here's some examples of what you could wear during an interview. On the left, any kind of business casual or, depending on the school you're going to and the time of year. But you don't want to wear anything that's too tight. The capris are out of the question probably for any interview that you're going to, unless you're going to, a fashion show or something. For men, you want to wear a solid, suit, navy or dark gray. The darker colors seem to be more professional. A long sleeve shirt, a belt, tie, dark socks. Dress as if you were going to church is what I would think. Literal no jewelry or in a professional hairstyle. And there's some do's and don'ts for them. It doesn't necessarily have to be a suit, but at least dress up,
Yeah, I would say on the previous slide, same as with the women. On the left would be fine for the classroom, but the interview, definitely go with the suit and tie.
Yeah.
Not
And make
far.
sure that it fits and it's not too small.
That changes over the years. That's fine.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
all for you.
John, your tie folks out at the bottom, we got some issues.
That's right. And this is some information I found out when we started talking about interviews that was on that same American Association for Employment and Education. Some of the people that were on that board, this is some of the things that they said in their professional interviewers. Don't be late, don't chew gum, dress professionally, and make sure the message on your phone is appropriate.
Your voicemail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was thinking if they had a text message coming through.
You don't want, hey, what's up? This is so and so, or yo, holler back at me, or whatever.
Yeah.
When you know that you're going in for an interview, and going into the profession, you need to make sure you have a nice, clean
Yeah,
voicemail,
absolutely
professional.
You don't want it to say, hey, this is Bambi, hit me back. That would probably not go well for a teacher. Todd said it's not just your skills and knowledge that are important, so pay attention to your talents. This is the chance to highlight. They've seen it on paper, now they want to see it within you. And Carrie said focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. Allow your enthusiasm and passion to overcome lack of experience. So for new teachers going out there, you're getting experience every day in the classroom. You're getting experience student teaching. Reflect on that, not the fact that you haven't had your own classroom. I would just not bring the cell phone into an interview at all, period. It says if you bring it, just keep it out of sight and turned off. There'll be no point in bringing it in unless it's at the very bottom of your purse turned off or in the very back pocket turned off.
Is it okay to bring your purse?
I would make it.
Matches or,
I never brought one into work unless I knew that I was going to be hired at that moment. If I knew that, so I would, or I'd usually have to run back out to the car and get my purse so I can give them all the information they need to hire. But in a teacher interview,
this would look professional. This way I keep my keys and everything on.
yeah, how probably would you take the keys off?
Yeah. And do like a small purse. And the reason why is because I have in interview processes, and this might happen with you all, I have seen where you had to have, they needed a photocopy of your ID. If you had like CPR, they wanted a copy of that. So, that would be fine, but I would put it in a purse.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's gonna confine it, not make it jiggly.
Yeah.
So, because I know a lot of people are not purse holders, so.
Yeah.
John.
You can always leave your purse in the car and bring it in a folder. Bring your stuff in a folder like a portfolio or something. I would just carry what you need that way so you're not taking it out of your purse. Personally, I don't bring my purse to an interview. I leave it in the car. They say, hey, we're going to hire you right now. I'm like, let me go get my information. And I'll go back out to the car and get it. But if you are going to bring one out, I'm like, Kirsten, keep it small.
And professionalism.
Yeah. And now I have Rick coming up to talk about the interview process.
All right. I got a question before we move on about that last one. It said, keep it positive. I've been asked, what is a negative about yourself as a teacher? Do they want me to lie, or do they want,
There's some examples.
I'm always too early?
There's some examples in these next slides. If you want to hold that question at the end, because there's some great stuff on these next slides that answer all the questions. Some of them give you the answers to some of the questions that they're going to ask you.
I'm Rick. You're my guy.
Yep.
Good to meet you.
Do you want to stand here or do you want me to do the slide?
No, go ahead. That's a good idea. Thank you. That's an awesome.
Click it for you.
That's an awesome. Yeah. Click. You're good. This. I suspect that number one, having an attitude that reflects a desire for continual growth, I would suspect that that's on the top of your list already. You know, as teachers, that you know that the process stops right after you graduate, right? You don't ever learn anything else.
Right.
You don't. You're done. You don't ever have to learn anything else, right? You all know that, right? All right. So that's, and you know I'm lying, so that's good.
Right.
It never ends. I'm 45 years old and I'm still learning things. Still, and will be until I die. The focus should be on the students, not on you. During an interview, you know what? Skip. Skip. That's a good one. But skip that one. I'm gonna put y'all on the spot. Go all the way to the end. Mock interviews. Get with your career counselor and do some mock interviews with each of us, because that's going to be important. Forget that. I gave Kirsten a sheet of paper. I gave Sharon a piece of paper with questions on them that I thought particularly spoke to me about educators. And I'm impressed with you guys, so I'm not scared to do a little social experiment. So
I'm kind of scared.
we're
I
going
know, we
to.
skipped a lot of little PowerPoints there.
I sure did, and I did that because you already know all that stuff. And I can tell that you already know all that stuff, so we're going to skip over it. Put you on the spot. Let's go. Jono, you're my guy. Come to the front, please.
Get it done.
Let's go.
Step away from the light, Carol Ann. Step away from the light. All right. How do you feel right now?
Uncomfortable.
Okay. You know what? How do you suspect that Kirsten and I and Sharon feel uncomfortable when we do this?
Maybe a little. Probably not as much as me though.
Okay. All right. At least you gave us that. That's good. I guarantee you that we all do. What else are you aware of right now?
Everybody's looking at me.
That's right. Everybody's looking at you. That's all right, though. You know what? You're a good-looking dude. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. All right? You're in good shape. Your hands are in your pockets.
Yeah.
All right? That's where they go when we're uncomfortable. So you can kind of move them around a little bit. Jono. Where do they go? Straight to the cross position? Go straight to the cross position, or they go to parade rest if you're military. You know, you used to get locked up and stuff.
It's still awkward, but I'm just hanging.
Yeah, well, that's because, you know what? That's what I wanted you to experience, that awkwardness. Because
I
there's,
should be moving.
well, then move, walk around a little bit. Now, that's a good point. Yeah, walk around in the front a little bit. All right, good. See, now you're relaxing, right?
There we go.
All right, that's good. You're relaxing. Let's smile. Sharon gets on to me all the time about not smiling. Why do I not smile? Because I don't think I have a good smile.
And you would, and basically you would probably do all this prior to actually going into your interview. You wouldn't pace around during your interview.
Well, that's true.
But to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. This is
That's
what we're
why,
doing.
that's the whole point of them telling you to arrive early, 15 minutes. But I always have the mindset 30 minutes, sometimes maybe 45, so I can get myself prepared going there with the confidence, knowing there's a possibility that I may get hired. So while he had him to do that for a reason, because he's going to loosen him up. So when he actually start asking him the questions, he'll be a little bit more confident to possibly answer what he needs to answer on those questions.
Absolutely true. And I'm a psychologist, so I mean, that's my thing. So I want you to be aware of what this emotion is that you're feeling, and it's called anxiety. So you are a little bit more prepared to identify it when it creeps up at a interview. And you can intentionally breathe through your nose, hold it in a little bit, let it out, calming yourself down, right? That's what we're doing. We're calming ourselves down. Oh, y'all are going to get, you're going to get up there too. Everybody. So, Jonna, while you're on the spot, answer this question for me. Describe your student teaching experiences and tell me what are some of the most significant things that you've learned from teachers, your people that are helping you, like Dr. Haygood, and what did you like or dislike?
All right. I was at a number of different schools with a number of different classes. I think 3 different teachers total at a middle school and a high school. So it was different math classes, anywhere from algebra was the lowest, up to pre-calc was the highest. And we did co-teaching a little bit. I had some classes where I was more on my own, and then some classes where I helped out, to just kind of walked around and we worked together, no matter where I was. But I enjoyed it. I think I learned a lot from the experience, especially the planning and in the later stages, really being on my own more helped me to plan and develop assessments and that kind of thing. Let's see, also differentiating to different students with different needs. That was something, just going through the classroom, you don't experience as much, but then once you're in the classroom hands-on, you really get to experience and develop that as well.
Okay, excellent. What did you dislike about the process? You're about to graduate. What did you dislike about? Tell me one. Yeah, just give me one thing that you dislike about any teaching experience where you were up front.
I guess just the fact that I always felt like there's somebody there watching me. I never was on my own to just do what I wanted to do. So while it was a good experience and I feel like it got me ready for the classroom, it still wasn't exactly, here you go, here's what you need, you're on your own.
Control. You didn't have total control? All right. Good job. All right. Everybody give John a hand. Good job. Good job. And how do you feel about that?
All right.
All right. So that's one more time that you've done it. Your anxiety is going to be a little bit less whenever you do it for real and the job is on the line. Kirsten, would you like to do the same thing with somebody?
Okay, can you choose a student for me? It can be a student of your choice.
Zakia!
Wow.
Come on, Miss Zakia.
Do I have to stand up?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Just like John. Are we okay?
Okay.
You're good.
Question. What gives you the greatest pleasure teaching?
One of the things is seeing the children, the aha moment, and really getting it. And then being able to go back and work it out and do it themselves. That has been so rewarding.
Good answer. Good answer. Let's give Miss Zakia.
That's all for me.
Yes. That one statement speaks volumes. Because when we say that aha moment, children be like, and I've been that way, aha, it clicked.
Yeah.
It clicked. And children will get excited when they see their teacher has gave them that aha moment and they can go back and do it themselves, because I have been in that position. And I know you all have been in that position where you were young and it clicked with you and you ready to teach, when you get the next problem by yourself, I got it. You want to be the first one to answer. So that statement, Miss Bell, spoke volumes. And she came up with confidence. You never wavered, but you prepared yourself. That you had that few minutes before you got up there to just really get that confidence. And that's what it's about. That's what we're emphasizing. Being on time, getting there early. If you have to get there an hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes early, that's fine. It's okay. And that shows good on your behalf too, because they might need you to come in early one morning to go on a field trip, and you're there on time. So that right there, good job. Let's give her a hand.
Good job. You did get off easy. Kirsten let you off easy.
I'll take Brianna.
All right. Brianna, you're up.
Girl, you know I was gonna pick you.
I knew. I was like, I'm just gonna stand, so.
Okay, I got a couple picked out for you. What experience have you had with students from culturally diverse backgrounds?
Well, personally, I went to school where all of the students in our school were white,
And between my two experiences here in Thomasville, I have come to know that is not what a normal demographic is for a classroom. I have been in classrooms where it's predominantly African American, and through this I have learned that those students need different things and different differentiation to learn. So my experiences have opened my eyes to realize that although I grew up in a certain manner, that's not how everybody else grows up, and that's not how everybody else learns.
Good. Very good. Very good answer. Okay, describe what an outstanding teacher is. What makes the educator outstanding? What makes them? Describe what one is, and then what makes them that way.
I think an outstanding teacher is someone who goes above and beyond for all of their students, no matter what the circumstances are. They stay after school, they go completely over the cusp to make sure that their students are reaching the learning targets that are set in their classrooms. Mm-hmm. And these teachers are made outstanding because of their ability and because of their dedication to their students and to their passion and their job.
Very good. Do you know one?
No. Well, Dr. Haygood.
There you go. Plug for extra points. Good job. Let's give her a hand.
Bree, how was that for you? How did you feel when you were up there? You felt good?
Yeah.
Miss Bell, same way?
Yeah, I'm old.
You're not that old. Okay, it's my turn. Sam, come on up. And by the way, all of y'all look like you're wearing things that are appropriate for the classroom. Set it up one notch for the interview. That'd be good. How is it, Sam? How do you feel?
I'm fine. I'm great.
You're not on the spot? No
Gum in
anxiety?
my mouth.
You do have gum in your mouth.
So I'll spit it out.
Good job. Nice save.
That was on the slide.
Good job. It was on the slide. Good job.
The quick
Oh,
slides we got to see.
Sam, when did you first become interested in teaching?
I became interested first in teaching when I graduated high school. I graduated high school and I went to work for an after-school program where I worked with children before and after, and that's where I got the teaching bug, that I love working with children and making connections with them.
Okay. Good.
So right out of high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do up to that point, and then when I got that job, I was like, okay, I can do this.
And how old are you now, Sam?
I'm gonna say
It's going to be on.
Ask that question.
I'm 26.
Is that an illegal
You can't
question?
ask that question.
Very good. Beautifully done. Why?
Because it's invasion of something.
Invasion of privacy.
And age discrimination. You need to know what they can't ask you.
Well, I lied. That's
Probably
not
on
my
carpet.
real age.
Go, girl. Sense of humor. Sense of humor. You're not through yet. Yeah. You're not done yet, Sam. But that was nicely done. So your peers have saved you from
Thank you.
an illegal interview question.
I
Nice
didn't
job.
know that.
Yeah.
I've never
Nice.
been asked that.
There's
Nice
a lot of things that people actually ask you. Like,
That shouldn't be.
there's,
pregnant either.
yeah, they can ask if you're pregnant or if you intend on becoming pregnant.
Yep.
There's like a lot
Know
of
about
things that you would need to think about.
There's certain things that they can't ask you about your
You
disabilities.
could be 9
okay?
months pregnant about to pop, and if they ask you,
It's illegal.
yeah, they cannot
That's
ask
awesome.
you.
All right, Sam.
Yeah.
What is wrong with public education today?
Oh my gosh. First of all, the amount of paperwork is, you drown in it. That's one thing I learned in student teaching, was the amount of paperwork my mentor teacher had to complete on a daily basis. Working with parents is really, really hard. I don't know if there's a way to try to give educators a better stronghold when they're working with parents. I during my student teaching, we had a lot of negative interaction with parents and their inability as parents to kind of support the teacher in the classroom rather than just solely defending their child, which I'm a mother, my 2-year-old can do no wrong either, but I don't know, that was really eye-opening to me. So paperwork and trying to better our connections with parents.
What do you do about developing a better connection with the parents?
We do a lot of parent-teacher conferences. The moment we notice a problem, if a student is struggling, we're on the phone, we're documenting that, we're either emailing, calling, or setting up conferences, and then just being straightforward with them, letting them know the problems that we're seeing in the classroom, what we're doing to try to better it, and what they can do to support us and their child. So
Beautiful.
those
Very good.
Excellent, good job. So you guys have no problem communicating. Y'all are doing awesome.
I told you.
Beautiful. Kirsten, you're up. We have about 12 more minutes.
I'm trying to look.
We got 2 left.
Yeah.
Jordan's up.
Jordan. And Jordan, I'm gonna throw out 2 questions. So I'm gonna mix it up just a little bit. Okay. What makes you an effective teacher?
What makes me an effective teacher, I think, is my ability to adapt in the classroom. I always see what my students need and see what I'm doing to help them better themselves. It's not about myself as the teacher, it's about the students and what's going to benefit them the most. And what I think or plan may not be what's going to help them, and I have to adapt my plans and let's start off good. But I have to adapt my plans to better my students. And I think it's all about being flexible.
How do you stay current in your field?
I think you stay current in your field by always growing, reading education articles, keeping updated. I like to use a lot of technology in all of my lessons and having the kids actually use the smart board and do different activities. I think technology is huge to stay updated in the education field.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jordan.
Jordan, were you comfortable up there?
Come on up.
I did kind of feel because she was kind of sick. And then she wanted to get a
I feel
point,
comfortable
but you
until I
did
turn
good.
it off, and then you have to bring it back.
You did, yeah, you did good until you got to, well, you did good.
Yeah.
But I think you was just uncomfortable with it. And like I said, I'm reiterating it again. Arrive, prior, at least 30 minutes to get that jitter. And if you have paperwork, I say 45 minutes. Once you get your paper out, you can concentrate on what you think questions are going to be thrown at you during the interview process. So you did very good. I like the fact that you use technology, the different trends, incorporating technology in the classroom. That's key. That's eye-opener because now we're in the 21st century where everything is technology. So therefore, that's key components in staying current in your field. So you all are doing great. I feel like I should have been on the interview panel. Let y'all interview me.
I mean, come on now.
Is it going to be mostly just one principal, or do you go up against a board?
Probably be a board.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the school.
Yeah, it depends on the school system. I think Ms. Bell was talking about that earlier, and that they actually have to vote.
Yeah, the board, but yeah, I didn't even know. So apparently she just took her resume and when you're switching schools and stuff, I think that's when the board has to vote.
And you're not there, when I got hired as a para, I just met with the principals of Thomas.
And then they go vote.
And then they send it off or do something, and the board, they'll say your name, aye, nay, and it's moves on.
It's like the SEALs.
Yeah.
SEALs do the same thing. Sharon, you're up.
Student. You want to come on up and I'll get questions.
Emily.
Save the best for last, right?
I like the confidence.
Mayor John, here.
Oh, no. All right, I got a couple of questions for you. How can you get students to be excited about learning?
I am very, very into making everything I teach real life experience. So something that's very relatable. For instance, we're talking about the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812 and how America and Britain and France were fighting over America. So I pulled 2 kids aside and I said, pretend y'all are 2 friends fighting. Both of you don't want the same friends, want to have America be the same friends with everyone. And so it was very relatable because especially with social studies, things can get just a little boring. So I like to make everything a bit more real life.
Oh, that's good. All right, and the last one, describe your approach with a parent who is upset with you and you know you're right.
I have had experience with coaching this past year, dealing with parents who are upset about kids not getting playing time, kids not being disciplined. I will make my standard clear at the beginning of the year. This is my standard. If you or your child chooses not to meet up to that standard, then there will be consequences.
Okay.
And I will explain that to the parent in the most positive manner as I can. I will continuously thank them for their support, but those are my standards as a teacher. And I think every parent would agree, if you're not going to hold your child to that standard,
Right.
then they're not going to be successful.
Right.
And that's what we're doing, is trying to make children successful.
Good answer. Yay!
Don't leave yet, Emily.
No.
Can we critique you?
Of course.
All right, that's right, because this is what happens in real life. What one thing did Emily do to me as a parent that just that just made me really upset?
If you're not gonna hold your kids to a standard,
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't even that. Relax. Relax. All right. Relax your face.
Do I not smile at
No, that would be the pot. That'd be the pot. That'd be the pot calling the kettle black. The eyebrows.
my eyebrows?
Oh my gosh, when you raised your eyebrows, I was like, she's gonna kill me.
Really?
She's gonna eat me alive. She's gonna beat me to death. Just a thought. Yeah. And see, we're not aware of those things because we've been doing it for 30 years.
Right.
And we're all growing. I need to smile more. You need to lower your eyebrows.
Well, that's who does my eyebrows, so you can blame her.
Well, they look great. Here's what happens.
I didn't even notice that I rise them though.
up. I can't control you moving your eyebrows up. I can't control
Looking at myself in the camera, I don't know if I raise them that much.
Yeah, I just felt like you were browbeating me as a parent.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I think the key words that she was playing on, she knew she was right.
You were adding
And that
emphasis.
right there is
yeah,
like.
that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you knew you were
I
right,
don't
you
know.
were
I
adding
just
emphasis.
learned in parent-teacher conferences. Sometimes I get really excited because I know I'm right, and I know the teacher's right, and the parent just wants to sit there and argue. But
That's true. When we get excited, we get defensive.
you get kind of defensive.
And when you have children, you'll understand.
yeah. And you have energy, and you got to do something with the energy. We just don't know what we do with it most of the time.
But some it's so you live and you learn. So you have to learn how the key word to maybe throw out there is how can we collaborate on making your child, on getting your child back on the right track.
That's the key.
Because some parents will get, on the defensive about, well, what about the other children? And it's solely about their child at the moment. And it's not that you're singling out that particular child, but you're trying to make sure, hey, we don't want another statistic of failure in the classroom. And I think if we can emphasize that more per se, it's kind of like
Collaboration.
collaborate.
it's
Absolutely.
more like
It's like let's be a team on this. So I mean, you all nailed it on these interview questions.
Yes, you did.
And I felt like I should have been up there. Y'all should have asked me questions.
What we're gonna do before we start,
But no.
before we start question and answer, we're gonna pause this and then restart it so that.
Or just stop it if you like.
He wants all of it.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
We can take a vote. This can be our mock interview for Dr. Haygood. Oh my
We
God.
are mocking these interviews.